thanks Charlene for the kind introduction. So again, thanks for having me here to present before you guys, and welcome to HubSpot. So my role, I'm the channel manager in HubSpot, so I work very closely with Charlene. So she's one of my partners over here in Singapore. So what is our dynamic? So basically, I'll be assisting Charlene to understand the whole inbound marketing journey and also help her along the way to educate her current clientele, be it with HubSpot or without HubSpot, to actually embark on what we call the inbound marketing journey. Right? So before I kickstart this discussion or this forum, who has heard about HubSpot before? Cool. Who has heard about inbound marketing? Great. Okay. So I see some overlapping over there. So if I may ask you, gentlemen, over there, so what is inbound marketing? What do you understand?
Basically having sufficient good quality content on your website and social media sites.
Yep. That is actually a very good point. What is your understanding on inbound marketing?
As in the clients actually coming to you instead of you going to them.
Right. And then I think the gentleman over there has heard about,
Yeah,
heard about
actually it's
HubSpot.
not the same as Josephine.
Oh yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then qualifying those guys, seeing their behavior on the site.
Cool. Right. Yeah, all great answers, right? So basically, I'm going to take you through how inbound marketing works and how this can apply to your business potentially. Let me just kickstart this. So how I like to always explain to my clients, right, is it's the direct opposite of outbound. So outbound marketing, right, is what you have exposed to so far, where you put up ads on billboard. Used to be 30 years ago, all right? You buy a slot in radio station to get a radio ad, for example, and now you have recently moved on to digital, where you actually buy ads on Facebook, on LinkedIn, right? Be whether the client like it or not, you're putting your name out there, you're putting your service out there, all right? So this is what we call outbound marketing. Inbound marketing is the direct opposite of it, where, like what the gentleman just said, where you basically create content to attract relevant content to your site, and hopefully you can drive them down the funnel. Again, it's easier to say than done. That's why I'm taking you through the journey, how you should do it. So outbound, as I said, advertisers have all the control. I'm sure you guys have spent some money, some energy, or some amount of time doing all these outbound AdWords. Consumers are consistently bombarded with ads, pamphlets, leaflets that you guys handed out, right? You guys are consumers yourself. On a daily basis, how much of this you're exposed to, right? Whether you like it or not, like I said, you simply can't do anything about it, right? You just receive, but whether you resonate towards it is another story, right? Now, we as a buyer, we are more educated, we are more proficient on the digital space. That's why we hold more power right now. We're in control. So for example, if I were to ask Rick, if you were to buy an iPhone, what would you do as a first step? It's not a trick question, it's like
buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
Do before buying or do after buying?
before buying, pre-buy.
Pre-buy.
Yeah.
So shop no iPhone user, right?
Android, Samsung or whatever. Yeah.
Probably I'll check out some of the prices and all.
Yeah. How do you check all those prices? Google, right? So what would you type in, for example?
Samsung, no price, cheap.
Yep.
Some sell.
Yep. Exactly, right? So you type all this in, right? And then you see the first page, right? Comparing prices, or going on to forum or review site to compare different price models, right? Before you make a decision to actually run down to a Singtel branch to take up a contract, for example, right? That's what I refer to more control, right? In terms of the buying process. So just like what Rick said, you will do your own research, right? Before making the purchase. So in other way, you are actually making your own decision and you're not getting influenced by others or some high-end advertising, right? That will influence what you do next. Okay. I'm just going to pause here because this is just the preliminary knowledge on inbound. Have you guys got any questions? No? All good? Right, I'm getting your attention? Cool. So what we believe is the old playbook is broken. So this data, right, was actually adopted probably 5-6 years back in the US, where we found that 83% of us actually skip ads. So while we are watching channel 8, channel 5, we will always go to the toilet or grab some food while commercial is going on, right? 90% of the people unsubscribe from email. So let's say you buy something from Amazon or eBay, right? You will just keep bombarding you with emails thereafter, right? And then you just unsubscribe from them, right? Because they are all mass email marketing, right? 20% of direct mail is never open. Having said that, right, I recently spoke to a lot of CEOs and they love direct mailers, just FYI, right? 48% of us just unsubscribe from the call list, right? And we have a choice right now to do that, right? In other words, right, the biggest problem of the playbook is fighting for people's attention, right? There's so many ads out there, right, that is trying to get their attention. And they are interrupting you. So what we should really be doing is attracting their attention, right? So how do we do that? That requires you to provide something of add value, something valuable. For example, in exchange, you can get their contact intelligence, you can get more understanding of the particular prospect. Can someone close the door? Sorry. Thank you. So in our world right now, right, how do you publish your content? How do you push out a content that people will read or actually get their attention? So a very simple method is through blogging, for example. Right? So this is just a valuable client of ours that have been with us since 2012. So we actually check or retrospectively track back the data. So the blog post that they have published in 2013 is still getting traction, right? Because the content is forever there. It's just like, it's not like ads, right? Where you put it momentarily and then 30 days after, you're like, yeah, I need to strip that off because it's just got that expensive, right? Whereas people can constantly search for you when your content is up there already. And it will serve as a long-term investment for you. So for example, if you put in press release template, right, you will see like one of the top results, right, is still an article that was written in 2014, for example, which is still relevant. And you're still driving traffic through this particular blog post. And these are our blog posts, by the way, on press release, right? So blog posts or web content is not the only way to actually host your content on and attract traffic, right? You'll be able to do this on photos, infographics, or more recently, videos or podcasts. You'll be able to offer people with some presentation deck, some ebooks, or even with the help of software and tools, right? So this is a very important diagram for you guys to actually focus on. So if I were you, I would take a picture of this. This is very important. So this is what we call inbound marketing methodology, all right? So you see from stage one, just imagine yourself in this. You are a stranger to a service or a product. How are you getting converted to a visitor, eventually visiting the website? You're first drawn to a particular blog, and then that particular blog needs to be optimized properly through SEO, right? Search engine optimization. And how do you distribute all this content? You distribute it to different social channels, right? Just so that you get the words out, and then Google algorithm actually factor in social media presence, how big is your fan base, how many followers do you have, before they rank you on their good queries, right? And after they come to your website, you might ask me, so all these are just random IP addresses, anonymous data, right? So how do you profile them? Because it's no use to me. Yeah, I know there are 100,000 people flowing in, but if I don't know who are they, I can't target them, right? So this is where you incorporate a call to action, right? In return, they need to fill out a form on the landing page so that you're able to profile them accordingly, right? I'm sure a lot of you in this room would have filled out a form in exchange for an ebook, for example, online, or free guide, right? Where they can send you that e-guide to your email, right? So that's how they got hold of your intelligence, right? And now forever, right? You're in this database of theirs where they're able to retarget you consistently, right? Very smartly, right? So whenever you come back to their website, they'll be notified, for example, and how much time you spend on their About Us page versus pricing page. Right? So this ties in nicely to the next point where you're able to nurture all these leads appropriately through email marketing, through workflow management, and then after they become a customer, that's when you delight them, right? By monitoring their social activities or running like a few survey campaigns, right? Cool?
Yeah.
Any questions on this infographic? Pretty clear cut, right? Pretty easy to understand, right? Ultimately, right? So what I'm trying to say over here is you could potentially attract visitors with your web presence and blog content. And to be honest, right, you don't really need much help on that. You can start blogging today, right? Start creating content. Start publishing all this content on your website, right? To get traffic. The crucial part over here is how we can convert them with personalized content so that that person feel that you understand what I need and what I want to see, as opposed to bombard me with dear sir, this is my product, please buy my product, right? And then you could close customers with a personalized marketing automation, which is like a workflow that you're going to put them through. Now, creating content that people love, right, helps you generate more of what you love, which is traffic and leads. So I believe that Charlene has shared with you on the landing page what is your main challenge right now, right? Marketing challenge. A lot of people say that, yeah, I'm not getting enough traffic, I'm not getting enough relevant leads, I don't know how to convert leads, for example. I believe one guy actually say everything. I don't know what that means, but basically this is what you could potentially leech off and get help from. So there's a study basically done on HubSpot's clientele. So MIT each year they will come into our office and tabulate and calculate and map across 20,000 of our clients. And what they find is quite interesting. So the more blog posts that a client has published, the more leads they gain at the end of the day, right? So this is based on a decade of research, right? And based on 20,000 clients of ours, right? Sorry, I'll just move back here. There is this important point here. So with the blog post, right? As you create more and more content, right? The effort will get like more and more constant as you get more pro on publishing certain content, right? And the content will just work on itself, right? So yeah, initial stage, you need to make some effort and take some time to create that. But overall, like I said on the previous slide, the blog post from 2014 will still come in handy for people, right? That's how you can work on and get more leads, right? The content needed changes dependent on each buyer's journey. Does anyone know what this means? No?
Depends which phrase the buyers need, right? So then the content needs to change. I mean, according to the age or according to their lifestyle.
Yep. You are points on this. So to put it in theory, right? We basically categorize buyer's journey into 3 stages. First stage would be your awareness stage, second stage would be your consideration stage, your third stage would be your decision stage. So a lot of businesses that I consult with, that I talk to, right? A lot of their website has, if you want to find out more about my service, please write me an email or fill out this form. Or can you call this number? So you're basically focusing on people who are ready to engage your service, right? So they are most likely in your decision stage, buyer's journey already. But my question to them is, what happened to this too? Right? So 99% of the people have not heard of the company, right? And when they see that inquiry form, they'll be like, yeah, I'm not quite ready. Is there any materials or information for me to get educated before I make that consideration maybe? Not even like deciding, right? So what I meant by that, right? I'm going to give you an example, okay? So, for example, if you are not wearing glasses, all right, on the awareness stage, so you might just, okay, so you're getting a headache, a migraine at work, all right, and you don't know what is happening, right? So you literally type in on Google, why do I keep getting headaches at work, right? You have no intention of buying glasses, right? You have no idea, right? And this specs company, right, they basically publish a content that says how to avoid computer eye strain, right? And over here it says several factors increase the likelihood of CVS, blah, 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 blah. It's basically an awareness content, right? To educate people, right? And telling people, yeah, maybe this is the cause, the reason why you're getting headache, right? It's not self-promoting at all, right? They're not talking about their spectacle shop, but they lead you to their website already. So that is the brand exposure and the recognition that you get right from the beginning, right? And then on the consideration stage, they will basically push you down the funnel after you read that article and say that, yeah, there are two types of conditions over here, right, that you might need to research and explore. One is far-sighted, one is near-sighted. And then these are the symptoms, for example, right? And then push them down further to decision stage where, tell you what, schedule an eye exam today, right? Where you can contact me, when you can enter your zip code and find a doctor for us to diagnose your problem and maybe solve your migraine, right? So this is how you actually push them down like different funnel based on their buyer's journey. So this is a classic example. Anyone has any questions on this use case? This is actually our valuable client like since 2010, and they've been establishing and creating a lot of this content. Because if you imagine, right, if they create content around just how flashy their spectacles are, how cheap they are, imagine they will lose out a big chunk of people who might have different problem, right, that might lead to their website and you're missing that big part of it, right? So that's essentially the essence of inbound marketing, right? So how we see it, right, the world's fastest growing company have realized that it's almost smarter that they attract them rather than interrupting their life. Okay? So take this as an example, Airbnb, fastest growing worldwide platform business, right? This is their product, right? You can search for rooms instantly, and this is their content, right? They publish heaps and heaps of content, right, each day. Bangkok, okay, what's so cool about Bangkok? It's known for this. Locals complain about jams, locals love this, right? Just so that when you're researching on Thailand, they'll show on the first page without sponsoring the ad, for example, right? And that will prompt someone like us, like, yeah, maybe I should consider staying at Airbnb in Bangkok. More content and more content, and that's how they basically triple their revenue, right, in 3 years by getting all these leads and not spending on just outbound marketing, right? Helpful content basically prompt sales pitch, right? Where we are here to help you, right, rather than hard selling you something, right? So I'm going to focus less about this. Okay, so take HubSpot as an example. This is our product, right? Analytical, tell you how you are being trended online, all right? Basically look into your traffic, where the leads are coming from. But at the back end, we are creating a lot of content. So 9 out of 10 people that I spoke to, right, I asked them, so what do you know about HubSpot? They'll be like, aren't you a content creator? You create a lot of content, help me on my marketing strategy. I literally just download a social media calendar from you guys. So can you tell me more about that? Right? So basically we have created that phenomena where we have established ourselves as a thought leadership, right? In the social media scene as well as in the marketing scene. So on a daily basis, we will advise marketing people, like, okay, so 12 Excel formulas, features, and keyboard shortcuts everyone should know, right, to drive them to our website. For salespeople, 3 aggressive sales coaching tactics, right? For agency, 3 simple steps to winning more retainer clients. But we understand the pain points of each of this functionality and all these owners or divisional people, and we publish all this content to attract them to our website. Do you want to create your website? Come on in. You'll be able to download some resources over here to understand how well you do on your website. So these are just simple examples where you guys could potentially apply in your business. All right, some of you are in real estate, right? You might potentially create a mortgage calculator for someone, right? Because not everyone knows that they can afford a house, for example, and that's how you push them down the funnel, right? This is just our results. This needs to be updated because we have got more than that. Again, it trumps sales pitch, right? Cool. Any questions for me? I'll be very disappointed if you guys don't have any questions.
Please ask questions. Specific section.
So you are using inbound marketing to promote inbound marketing.
Correct. To run the movement of inbound marketing. So interestingly, HubSpot, right? We grow through our inbound marketing strategy. We put up a lot of content to attract people. So we probably got around 10 million visits per month to our website, of which probably 1-2% of them leave down their contact details, like in asking like, hey, can someone call me back? And another 10% will subscribe to our newsletter. And then every time they come back to our website, salespeople on the sales ground will receive a notification, hey, this person has checked out the website 5 times. Probably it's time for you to reach out, and then you'll be able to track all the history of the particular contact on your website before you make a decision whether to reach out to them or not. Right? Charlene is the same case. So she has heard about us 6 years ago, right? Back then, you feel that maybe Charlene needs more education. Maybe we will allow Charlene to educate herself, send her some details, and then she'll come to her senses. We trust that, right? And then 5 years ago, one fine day, we reach out to her and say that, hey, I see you checking out the partnership program page, and I know that you are an agency. Are you curious to know more about marketing automation? How we can get you more retainer-based contract? Aaron, I don't know that. But you have been checking our website for 6 years. How do you know? then we show her like the whole chart. I was like, this is stalking, you know. And I was like, yeah, this is digital footprint, right? Yeah. And then that's when we have like further discussion, right, on how we can help her. So it's a fantastic door opener, right? When someone has been following you for years, right, or has been checking out our website, right? It makes sales so much easier, right? It makes your case so much convincing, right? Because you're essentially establishing yourself as a thought leader, right? Someone who wants to provide a lot of things to you so that you are educated, so that you are up there to talk like on the same frequency, rather than, hey, hi, can you buy this car? It's really cheap, it's 6-seater SUV, and it's just nice for your family members. No, we need to take like a few steps back. We need to educate like, how much does this car cost? How much mortgage you need to pay, right? What color suits you, for example, based on your size, based on the shape of your face, for example, what suits you, right? We need to understand the rationale behind this particular prospect before we reach out to them, right? So this is historically how inbound marketing works, and it has paid off big time for us and our 10,000 other clients. Does that answer your question? Cool.
What solutions do you have for the smaller SMEs or the smallest SMEs?
When you say smallest, you mean what? How do you define smallest?
Say amount of revenue of 100K, 200K,
Yeah.
under half mil.
So I would focus less about what we can offer to this kind of customers. I would focus on what is your number one challenge right now. What is the problem that you need to solve like right away, right? Is it the traffic that you're not getting on your website on a monthly basis? Or yeah, you're getting quite a decent traffic, but the conversion is a problem, right? So we need to look into that and we need to scale the solution according to your pain points, right? And yeah, Aaron, like both of them are sort of important. Okay, if you were to focus on one right now, what would that be? There's definitely one that trump over the other, right? And then we can do things in phases, right? And focus on one thing before we move on to the next. Yeah. So we can have a more intimate, like one-on-one session if you would want me to diagnose what you are facing. It's almost like a doctor and patient relationship, right? That's how I like to basically explain to my client, right? You come to me and then you tell me all your symptoms, right? I access, I nod my head, all right? Or just pretend that, you know, like to check your pulse, whatever, right? And then I'll be like, okay, based on this case, this is what I studied, and this, you actually remind me of this particular client, and this is how they become successful, and I'll show you a use case, and I'll tell you that, hey, maybe you should consider this route, right? To help you pump up more leads, right, for example. And then we will prescribe the medication, and then we will all do it. And then 1 week later, you'll come to me, we'll review that again, we will tell you like what you should improve on, we'll tell you what you have done bad, you have done good, and then move on from there. If that makes sense.
Sorry, I've got a question for you. So basically under HubSpot Marketing, you all have a blogging software. Could you talk a little bit more about your blogging software, or is this part of this presentation or not?
It is. I can take any questions. So
Yeah.
what do you understand about, because you phrase it as blogging software.
No. The reason why is because your presentation, you're asking us to ask you questions, right? So you were sharing about the dynamics of like, or what is required, like, you know, what about inbound marketing? So basically, so I actually Googled HubSpot to just find out, because initially I saw the term Meltwater and my friend uses Meltwater, so we know what Meltwater does is like really pull out data and understand.
Are you using Meltwater?
Previously I was using based on like, you know, so
I was
based,
from Meltwater.
right. Okay, so basically we use Meltwater to find out like what the users are actually, you know, or I mean it's really data analytics now for user experience and things like that. So basically right now I'm just asking, in terms of your blogging, like say for example, so does HubSpot helps us to blog better or easier, or what? What do you enter into this? What does it translate to?
Yep.
Can I enter like my client's characteristics and then it will prompt me to, okay, these are the certain contents that you can use.
So on the content side of things, right, that's why we have partner like Charlene, right, to help out on strategizing on the content. It's very simple, right? So the content, right, you first need to develop a buyer's persona. So can anyone tell me why do you need to create a buyer's persona first before anything?
Create a what?
Buyer's persona.
What is that?
You need to define your client's characteristics, like what, who they are, who you are really targeting, deep diving into their characteristics.
I mean, fundamentally in business, you need to know who your client, your buying segments are, profile them. You need to make certain tweaks to your marketing and services to pitch them correctly, like the pricing, everything all comes in. So I guess that's a buying persona.
Cool. So, but in the content context,
Map out the buying journey.
correct. So you can map out the buyer's journey, right, from the persona, right? So this again tie back to your awareness, your consideration, and your decision stage, right? Like what I've shared with you on the glasses case, right? Where you'll be able to cater different content based on the buyer's persona and based on where they are at the buyer's journey, right? So how HubSpot comes in, right, is we have a tool that actually help you optimize your blog post, right? So it'll tell you, for example, you are missing 3 keywords within your blog post. Because it's always best practices for you to have 3 keywords within your 300 words blog post before Google can properly detect your blog post and rank you on your website. And for example, if your subject line omits the keywords, we'll remind you as well. We'll tell you that, hey, you're missing that. And on the blog post, right, why do you think embedding an image is important?
Just tells us 1,000 words.
That's one, but that's not the right answer.
Google takes the alt text of it.
Bingo. So alt text, right? So, have you guys ever wonder when you click on Google image, right? How did all this image get streamlined? How do all these images get show up, right? Because whenever people publish content, they alt text this. So meaning behind the image, you actually name it. So it will show up. And it's quite often after you research on Google, after you see an image, you click, okay, I want to see the original websites, who hosts that exactly, or a bigger image of that. And that's how you go back to the website itself, right? And that's how you get traffic and subsequently like loyal visitors, right? All of that. So all these things are basically entailed or included in the functionality. So the objective of this workshop, right, is to educate you on inbound marketing and how this can help your business. I try not to dwell into the functionality too much and bore a few of you, but this is basically how we can help. We don't help you create content because we are a software business.
Yeah.
There's no software as of now that I know that will advise you like, hey, you should maybe create all this other content. That's why we need agency to come into the picture to help you with that. But basically, it's just a bridge, right? Where you'll be able to drag and drop templates, images, and publish and have HubSpot lay out everything for you, and it will go live easily to your website, right? So we provide that medium to safeguard all those content and tell you the best practices before you upload all this content.
There was one screen just now where you asked us to take note because there's a flow. And HubSpot, I suppose, has quite an extensive platform to manage the entire process.
Yep.
Do you have any, just, I don't know, I'm hoping you might have a case study for it, possibly a brand that has a multi-faceted campaign, and just to help us get an idea of what a campaign look like running through the HubSpot platform.
Okay. So, for example, right? Okay, I don't have it on the slide here. Can I verbally just tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Mitsubishi is one of our clients, right? They sell cars. Obviously, they have their machinery business, they have chemical businesses, but this business that are working with us is car, right? So they come to us and say that, hey Aaron, like we have reached this plateau, right? Where the sales is pretty solid, but we want to go above and beyond. Alright, we are trying to expand our current client base by 15%, right? This figure is not true. I'm just coming up with figure, right? How can HubSpot add value over here, right? And pretty much we tell them that, okay, first you need to be more involved in third-party forum and review site, because I think in the room there are a few car lovers, and you guys will basically interact and exchange views on car forum, right? Pretty much like a job seeker. When before they step into an interview, they'll check frantically on Glassdoor, right? Frantically, right? So car lovers do the same thing, right? Before they decide on the car. So you need to basically manage your reputation through that platform by creating content and exchanging views with others, right? And debunk some myths, if you may, right? And then you have that content all laid out on the Exchange forum, and you would have link embedded. And when you're providing something educational or something that people don't know, right? People will naturally click on the link and say, I will see what you can provide me, I can see what you can offer me, alright? Click on the link, it will bring you to their blog post, alright? Where you educate them on each of this content based on the buyer's journey, alright? And then it's not like, hey, they fill out a form, and then the sales rep the next day call them. No, right? The main purpose of this is to get hold of their contact intelligence, of their email addresses, their name, their phones, right? You ask me, hey Aaron, like, how often do people leave down their phone number? I mean, email address is great, but phone numbers, isn't it a bit far stretch? You can ask Charlene why she left down her phone number with me. But, so, we have a function where we are able to detect whether this person is it the first time he or she is coming onto our website, and then ask them specific questions. The second time the person comes, we show them different content with a different set of forms. So we have got hold of their email address already. The next time they come onto our website, ask you more intimate questions. How many people, how many members do you have in your family? Which one do you prefer, SUV or salon car? Right? So that is what we call smart content and smart form. So they love it. So car manufacturer, right? Like Mercedes, like Audi, they love this kind of function. Because car buyers, right? They don't want to get bombarded with the same kind of content over and over again. Because they're expert in their own right? So you need to keep refreshing the content and showing them different content. And that's how they get enticed, and then that's how they get all the reasons why they should visit your website as an educational portal. And Mitsubishi did that, right? And then I think within the first 6 months, they actually experienced a spike in terms of traffic to their landing pages. And then within the landing pages, right, we also need to do A/B testing, right? So which version, blue color banner, is it working better than red color banner? All these kind of things, right? So they see value in these as well, right? And another thing that they see value is lead segmentation. Anyone knows what is lead segmentation? Or I suppose lead segmentation or scoring. Anyone heard of this term?
Is it you observe the behavior, how long they stay, what kind of articles, and to define whether they're cold lead, hot lead, and assign the actions after that. Is that what?
Yep, exactly right? So it can be, you can tag a score, literally, right, on how they respond to you through the form. When you ask them the question, so if you were to buy a car, how much budget are you willing to invest? 250,000 and above, 200,000 and below, right? If someone were to fill out the form with this intel, I'll give him 10 points. This person, I will decrease his scoring by 10 points, right? So this is how you segment different leads. And as you can imagine, like car makers, like Mitsubishi, on a daily basis, the amount of leads they get, right, is outrageous, right? So they need to segmentize this just so that they can prioritize their leads accordingly, right? So people who, between the age of 20 to 25, purchasing power might not be as strong as people above 30, for example. So that would be a very good criteria, right, for you to segmentize the leads. And after you have segmentized the leads into, for example, A bucket or B bucket, right? That's where you are able to craft out your personalized message towards them, right? So 30 and above, likely they might have a family already. I'll send them more SUV ads. People who are below 30, I'll send them more like bachelor or bachelorette's car, more flashy car, right? Just so that we understand what they want, right? So all these things again tie back to buyer's persona, right? And they're still our value point, for example.
How often do you need to change the content or create new content?
Very good question. So, few of our most successful clients, right? They basically put up blog posts like once every 2 days. Right? So that's how diligent they are in put up content. Again, when we talk about content, right, it doesn't need to be a full-fledged, like, you have done like ultimate research right, before you publish content, right? A very good practice, right, is always to have content that have probably 200 words, 300 words, yeah? You won't read beyond that, right? We are consumers ourselves, right? We're like, yeah, get the point, yeah, see a nice image and then just skip through, right? Get the gist of it, right? So the best practices, from what I see, yeah, every 2 to 3 days, you know, like twice a week kind of thing, creating content. And then a lot of my clients, what they're doing is they recycle content, right? Content can be recycled, and as you see from that example just now earlier, content from 2014 is still very much relevant in today's world. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and then, what's to, if I want to find out information about something, I guess I could Google and, it'll bring me to a website, but it usually also just brings me to Wikipedia, and I just read Wikipedia.
Yep. So, anyone heard of on-page SEO and off-page SEO? No? Okay. So they all belong to the SEO family. Anyone heard of SEO? You raise your hand. Okay. Good. Okay. So search engine optimization, right? So how Google rank your website, right, is based on these two factors. All right. Your on-page SEO is how well you optimize your website, right? Whatever content that you have created, right? How many keywords are there? Do you follow best practices of keeping it within 300 words, for example? Do you share it on Facebook? Do you share it on Twitter, right? So this is on-page SEO. Off-page SEO is where you will need external websites to reference your website. So the reason why, for example, CNN Money or Fortune, the website, is more credible than your website. Because on a daily basis, people are referencing that website on their own page. Right? You'll be talking about, yeah, top 100 richest people in the world. Check out this link from Forbes. Right? So Google detect that the more authority the website has, and then the more they reference your website, your ranking go up. Right? So to answer that gentleman's question, right, on Wikipedia, right, if let's say you get reference through Wikipedia, right, that will drastically increase your ranking, right? Because you get referenced by I would say, reliable web page, but it has a lot of traffic, and that's how Google detect it, and that should be the ultimate goal. To get reference by an external, reliable website to get a ranking up. We good with that? Cool.
So what's the advice for a second spectacle shop, if they come to you and say, oh, we like what you have done for Mr. Specs. We want something similar for us as well, because there are two different brands, right? So what would you advise this other potential client?
So again, we will go back to the basic, right? We'll try to understand what is your current clientele. What is their average lifetime value? Meaning how much money they spend on getting glasses from you in a lifetime, right? That will help us position content, right, for that. And for example, create an awareness state content that revolves around, do you guys know, like, on average, people spend $300 in their lifetime on spectacle? These are 3 ways to save up on that. That's 3 ways on not doing that, for example, right? To understand more about, your journey, right? What you put through before you get a client, right? And you also need to understand what is your existing effort, the second thing, right? Are you doing Facebook ads? Are you doing road shows, for example? Are you participating in some big conference to get that name out, for example? Because all of these go hand in hand, right? For example, the conference that you attend, you're able to advertise on the website so that people know that, hey, you're a reputable brand, you get invited to Berlin, IC Berlin, for this big conference, and then, yeah, we should trust you more, for example, right? And then we also need to understand, thirdly, your target audience, your buyer's persona, right? and whether you have that goal or ambition to branch out of your existing buyers persona. So for example, now your your target is teens, right? 15 to 20, parents are buying glasses for them, or they're using their pocket money to buy it, for example. And whether you are interested in branching out to probably 50 years old kind of people, 60 years old kind of people, where they need another kind of glasses, right? And that's where you create content around that, right? So again, this is just brainstorming session, bouncing off ideas, right? This is just at the top of my head, things that we can approach based on our understanding about your business, so that we can create content around that and push that to them. Yeah. But the most immediate thing to do, right? One thing that I forget is to tap on your existing client base. So for example, if now you have 10,000 people, right, who have purchased your glasses, right? Why are they not coming back? Why are you not cross-selling or upselling them? Are you nurturing them enough at this point of time? What you have done with them? Because those are existing database you already have, their email address, their phone numbers. You got to do something about it. Yeah. So that's something that we can do. Yeah.
So how much would be the whole package? I mean, in terms of using it.
It's a very good question. So it really depends from case to case. So the glasses shop and the Airbnb case, obviously, they spend very different kind of budget with us. Again, it depends on how big that database is, for example. Again, it depends on how many pain points you want to solve at once, for example. It depends on how complicated or complex your buyers personas are. That's why we go hand in hand with our partner, right, in creating that whole journey for you, right? Because what I believe is the software is only as good as how the master uses it. And you need someone, a company, that can master it and do that for you, right? So that's where Charlene comes in, right, to help you do that, right, potentially, right? It really ranges. I'll need to have a one-on-one chat with you along with Charlene to talk about this. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just curious, does HubSpot have any chat, support for chat interactions?
You mean like a user group, like kind of forum where people interact about their
No, as in yeah,
Chatbots?
chat features, chatbots. Just inbound. Some another level of immediate return is live chat, for example.
Yeah. So why do you ask that?
Just curious, because this is pretty hot topic in
Yeah.
last 12 months.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you have saw an article from HubSpot. So
No.
we are developing a chatbot. Basically, our founder is personally devoting his time to do that.
Okay.
Mark at the back of the room. So he's my head of channel. So he leads up the whole partnership in Asia.
Yeah.
Is there any update on the chatbot? Is it still in beta version?
Yeah, so the product that we're launching over the next few months will be, so effectively like you'd be able to come to your website and right now you see a little chat pop up, little chat icon, you can chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's currently in beta, and so we're gonna be launching that live to the rest of our customers over the next couple months.
Okay.
Because you're right, it's a huge hot topic, and it's really nice because it's kind of that next level of engagement. There's a certain amount of people that want to come and they want to engage with your brand through your content.
Yeah.
They want to download things, they want to fill out forms, they want to engage with you that way, they want to read your emails.
Yeah.
But there's a huge amount of people that just want to come and they have a quick question, they want to engage with you right now. And there's some really cool functionality that allow you to even, since it's an integrated platform, you could even have a chat that pops up that comes directly from the sales rep who's assigned to the account, who that person's going to work with.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do with that.
And I can see which part of the site, what kind of content is downloaded before and stuff, right? So it's all integrated.
Thank you.
Cool. Are you guys ready to let me off? Yeah?
Thanks so much.
No problem. I hope this has been an educational session and helped you guys a lot on understanding marketing as a whole. do grab me personally if you guys have any questions. If you want to consult personally, I'm more than happy to help. I'm just going to linger around and then chat to you guys. All right? Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks.
Well, feel free to stay around and either myself or Aaron will be able to help you answer the question. If I cannot answer, then Aaron will come in.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah. And then let me clear the food, please.
Sure.
The page where you have analyzed our website and whatnot, is it a quick one where we can get it?
Yeah, I'm looking at her. Too late. Too late. This year.
Right. So once you do what we call, so what's your web host now? Is it WordPress? Okay, right. So we just need to incorporate tracking code in WordPress, and all the data will be reflected back to HubSpot. And as soon as you create a new landing page or you create a new social media link through HubSpot and attach it on your social media handle, for example, all the features will then be live streamed back. Yeah, so you need to start doing activities, but even without those external activities, you see all the organic traffic that's going through and all the figures will be portrayed on HubSpot platform.
This first step of understanding how the website is going to work with software.
Yeah, so I understand your point. So we're not only just an analytical. The whole idea is to help you think about yeah. So, but I understand from the point of view, you want to. Yeah. Like a quick assessment.